All right.
From the 21st of the second month of 1443. 9 of potions and Knight of presents with 7 of candles reversed between. There are times and places where you get what you want to. Other times, it shouldn't be about what is merely wanted, but what is true. Know that if you work hard and in predictable ways, there will be leisure for you. And what are your initial thoughts on cards? And
I picked up, a time and place for everything, a time to grow up. But it's sometimes, I wonder, or it's like some people, maybe they're afraid to grow up, because that means a lot of responsibility and yucky stuff, you got to deal with. Seriously. But it also came to me high school, like a high school yearbook full of photographs, and the peer pressure that's
well,
in.
you got the medicine cabinet here, which is of great benefit or great harm depending on how it's used.
Exactly.
There are times and places where you get what you want to.
It could be like the starting of
and the candles remind me of, it's like you use the same candle over and over and over again, and it's like some people they're being a bit too Hollywood. They only use the new candles and all this other stuff, and it's like, well, that's not really how real practice is. You use it and things burn at different rates, and you don't always have the same have all the same at the same rate, and so you replace them at different stages, and then you're out in the woods. You're out in the woods trying to do something, and candles burn out in the wind,
and the flame
like remember my last thing, there was supposed to be 15 flames, but I don't know if the camera ever showed 15 flames because I know some of them blew out at times. So
candles have a mind of their own sometimes.
Other times it shouldn't be about what is merely wanted, but what is true. And one of the things also about that too is it's like I remember I went camping, and I introduced somebody to my evening ride, and they're like, it's like, no, the fire is going to be fine. Just I mean, I didn't interrupt what I was doing, but the guy just spent too much time trying to tend the fire in the middle of the thing.
That's a lot of distractions.
And I mean, I shared the experience, but it's just like, yeah, that's why you didn't get into it. And if you were going to say something, say something, but like, you knew the thing was going to take 15 minutes or whatever it was going to take anyways, plus whatever experience and stuff that came with it. Know that if you work hard and in predictable ways, there will be leisure for you.
Yeah.
And it doesn't really fit in too well, but I'm reminded of that Elf movie. It's one of the most popular Christmas movies of all time. I kind of wish it was. Well, it's one of those things you watch more because it's on.
Right.
I think the Tim Allen Christmas movie was actually better. And so, what were we at? The Lovers, the Tower, the Aeon.
Here's the Tower. I like that card. The Tower card. The eye it appears to be in the sky there. It's interesting. Like
what you got Abraxas and Yaldabaoth and So you got your little Gnostic scene going on with that one. Um,
Yeah.
and like you have some of them kind of makes it look like Islam or nature religions or something is coming in to outdo the system of Judaism and Christianity because you have crosses and stuff on the tower in some cases.
Hmm.
This is very European. So again, it's like something's coming out that's more than European, and it has all this little, got the little Yud sparks, just like you have the little Yud blood drops in the moon card.
Hmm.
People falling from it. But the matter's not it. The form is not it. And when you get caught up in the form and you have a tradition that can't be used, like it has to be snow and evergreen trees and all that stuff, and it's like that really limits the whole thing.
Hmm.
Why should people in Africa have fires because of Christmas trees?
Right. Right. Yeah.
And like most of the cards, the Thoth card, if the Thoth card says anything about the lovers, it says, it seems to be saying more because you got the pairs working upon the pair, and you have the idea that the lovers card is also the brothers card. So isn't just a marriage or a sexual card. It's a soulmate twin flame card outside of that issue.
Yeah.
Um, but it's contractuals. But contractual, the thing that people need to stop it with is marriage is supposed to be a spiritual thing. It doesn't
Hmm.
matter. It doesn't matter what the local courthouse says about it, other than whether or not
Right.
they're going to arrest you.
Right. I don't think that, you know, Gov should have any business whatsoever in,
And as I pointed out when I talked about that subject in my things, the whole idea is it's a ritual with that connects to terms outside of that. And of course, I wouldn't, you know, I would never end up in something like that knowingly with just, oh well, I can get to be with someone on occasion, and it doesn't matter how they treat me. It's like, no, it does matter how
right.
people treat each other. Um,
That's almost all of it. Not almost, not all, but almost. I see in this card
and
there's
the
multi-layered.
judgment card, you got you just like the Hierophant card, you
Hmm.
got the mother, father, child thing going on, but it's the resurrection scene.
Hmm.
But in the
See,
Crowley deck, yes,
and
that's there. But
um,
what you got that little you got that boy, and it's the sign of silence, and you got the colors, and it's the change of the guard. So it is a judgment, but it's a judgment according to this age,
hmm.
and definitely not in that sort of negative way of thinking that we
Yeah.
often
Sometimes, like when I see this, it's like saying sometimes more is said with less words. That's what I pick up from this card. Like a lot is said without a lot of words. Um, Not necessarily actions either, but I think actions are more, important than words. The same mouth that says, "Oh, I hate that person," can also say, "Oh, I love that person." But
well,
it's their action.
I'm not going to name any names, but I do remember somebody, and they said something about I hate you, and and this means we're never going to be able to talk to each other, and all that other stuff. And you could tell they just hung up long enough to cry for a little bit and call back. I could never hate you. I didn't mean that literally, and all that. Um,
Yeah.
and you're going to have to do what you do, and all that stuff, and um,
Words are countless. Actions.
but
That's
it's
where.
it's 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 the same sort of behavior that some people have had towards their parents, and that sort of stuff. So it makes its way into their other relationships
Yeah. Yeah.
if
That's
they
true.
didn't.
Unfortunately.
Well, I mean, if they didn't work on it, that is.